Now, chat, I did not sell my soul, but I did thumb through a few files. Yes, I got some Juanyeh Thomas film. Come on, man. But I'll tell you why I think this is going to be important. I think we need to have a conversation about Juanyeh and the safety room, how different it's going to look with Mike Zimmer being here now. Juanyeh's skill set that he brings to the table versus some of the other characters that are sitting there at the table. Let me explain how complicated I think that this safety room is going to be before I hit you with the ultimate point of this video. Mike Zimmer is going to be offering much more safety help than Dan Quinn. There'll be many times we'll go our ass out there with one high safety. We'll be blitzing. There will be no high safeties. Sometimes we'll be in cover 3, and in real life, that's just like cover 1 with a 1 high safety. I know it's deep thirds, but in real life, it's like a 1 high safety. Cover 3 is just like cover 1 for real, for real. So we know that Mike Zimmer is not going to do the Dan Quinn things. Chat, how about this? Raise your hand in the comment section or in the chat box. Raise your hand if you have ever been sick that a cornerback of ours was left on some island with no safety help. It could be Trayvon Mullen, Xavier Rhodes, Anthony Brown, Kelvin Joseph. Pick the cornerback, right? The cornerback would clearly have some deficiencies, and we'll be looking at Dan Quinn and going, damn, bro, where's the safety help? And Dan Quinn will just be like, it ain't none. It's false.
It's false.
But he'll just be like, it ain't none. So what'll happen also, and let me just say this, Malik Hooker is a lock at free safety. So we ain't even talking about free, but we are talking about strong. What Dan Quinn will do sometimes, I think his favoritism and his rollover seniority, J-Ron Curse would end up playing deep, strong safety for you, in which he's out of position. And then there'll be other times where J-Ron Curse will just flat out be playing Mike linebacker for you, which is out of position. So what we have to deal with now is that we're going to be running a lot more 2 deep safety. That's just how Zimmer gets down. Malik Hooker's going to be fine, but strong safety is a real conversation now. And you need a strong safety with a tad bit of versatility. When I say versatility, I mean, they got to be able to do more than one thing. Sometimes 3 things, sometimes 4 and 5 things. Shouts out to Donovan Wilson. It's going to be weird with him because he just got his bread, relatively. He's much better when things are in front of him. He's much better the closer he is to the line of scrimmage. He's much better as a rundown guy. You ain't feeling Donovan Wilson too much in coverage. You could say the same thing about Marquise Bell also. I mean, he played linebacker for you last year at 205 pounds. He's much better close to the line of scrimmage. Neither of those gentlemen I have the most faith about them playing a deep safety role, like a second free safety role, and then go down and play in the box, right? It just so happens that Juanyeh Thomas has a combination of things. Let me get my arrow. Because we're getting busy. Juanyeh Thomas will get downhill and help in the run game. Pardon me, he's going this way. He'll get downhill and help in the run game ferociously. As I get my war call ready, Juanyeh Thomas will also go a little crazy in deep pass coverage. Gotta talk. Oh, chat, we gotta talk. We got to talk because now it comes down to skill set. I think even Izzy got a shot to be interesting here because we know Izzy's, going to be, we know he's capable of doing some deep work, right? Izzy can do some deep safety work, but he's a corner in real life. So Izzy can be like a big slot guy for you, but can Izzy be a box safety guy for you? I think there's a lot of dudes on this roster that can do some things really, really well, but they don't do everything really well. Except Juanyeh Thomas. I ain't gonna say nobody gonna be politicking nothing, man, but Juanyeh just wasn't really getting on the field as much as we would like for Juanyeh to have gotten on the field last year. But hey, if we know one thing about Juanyeh, he'll walk his ass in the box. He'll tackle. He'll walk his ass in the nickel. He'll cover. He'll float around in those linebacker type spots, in those walk down deep safety, those walk down box safety spots. He'll come down and hit. He'll come down from the damn free safety spot and he'll hit. But most importantly, what differentiates him from everybody else, Juanyeh is comfortable as a deep safety. He just slipped and fell and can't get up on this grass right here. He just slipped and fell and life alerted on this grass right here. But Juanyeh is possibly, and I'll say besides Malik Hooker, because Malik Hooker does everything. He'll come down and thump and he'll come and play some range. But Juanyeh Thomas is the only other safety you got that does everything. I don't want Donovan Wilson man covering people. He's great. He's fantastic. I think you need Donovan as a tone setter type guy to come down and be physical, to make people not want to cross the middle. And speaking of not wanting to cross the middle, Juanyeh do that too. Juanyeh do that too. Psh, Lil Wood. Everything that you could say about Marquise Bell, Sheldrick Redwine, things you could say about, he plays safety for us in case y'all ain't know about Sheldrick. Donovan Wilson, and even Izzy, if he's asked to play safety, all those guys do something well. If we were to have safety by, committee and all those dudes came in and they mixed and matched some of the things that they were great at, if they all Voltron together, if they did the damn fusion dance and then did the fusion earrings back to back to back to back, and they can somehow merge 4 people into one player, oh, they'd be straight. Juanyeh's already that fusion. Just saying. Just saying. So the reason I'm doing this exercise is to look at who these players were at their utmost superpower. A pro football player in college is filled with all kinds of superpowers. So Juanyeh at Georgia Tech did everything from a safety standpoint. We haven't seen a whole bunch of them as a Cowboy, but that's not his fault. That's not his fault. So year 3, year 4, year 5, what will these guys look at? That's the whole, what would they look like? That's the whole point of this series. Looking at Juanyeh Thomas at the peak of his Georgia Techness. I think this is the dude that you were about to get in Cowboy land. And if I had to make a bet, if I just had to assume, you know what I mean? Like I said, there's a lot of great safeties. And look, Marquise and Donovan played a lot of snaps for you last year. But in this case, it's not about experience. It's about what Zimmer needs. It's about what Zimmer needs, right? I'm just saying that with the abundance of traits and skill sets, I think Juanyeh Thomas is just, with his awareness and, with his coverage and his ability to see everything around him, I just think that's super important. Even here, like Juanyeh Thomas effectively shutting down, boom, right here. Like dog, like just, we'll have a conversation once camp gets here. But preseason is going to definitely tell the story. Okay. Now we're going to go out there. If Juanyeh starts making a whole bunch of plays like he did last year, I think the whole sponsor thing resets. Nobody got a sponsor for real in the DB room unless it's Kalen Carson. Kalen Carson got drafted by this regime. I think everybody else is on a hard reset. So I do think Zim will find some availabilities to make use of Marquise Bell and Donovan Wilson and what they do. But if we just talk about the second safety, as a deep guy, strong safety, I think it's Juanyeh. Let me know what you think, man. I'll tap in with you. Peace.